Yo, the underground scene you hear today, the high-pitched baby voice and pronunciation that sound as if the artist is speaking a whole different language, catchy hooks, beats that are just completely out of this world, experimental vocals, ad-libs, rage beats, distorted 808s, has all been inspired by Playboi Carti. Playboi Carti literally built the blueprint for the entire generation of rappers. His music, his artistic vision, and even his mysterious persona shaped how underground rap sounds and looks today. Everything from rave music that makes your speakers twerk, to chaotic mosh pit energy, to distorted experimental vocals and ad-libs, to snippets and leaks where unreleased songs blow up online. That's all Carti's influence. Glory Saint here, and today I'm going to be talking about how Playboi Carti built an entire generation of rappers. Like and subscribe, and follow my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, which I'll link in the description below. Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, Carti began his musical career under the stage name Sir Cartier in 2011. Self-releasing early tracks on SoundCloud. By 2013, he rebranded himself as Playboi Carti. In 2014, after meeting Ethereal, a producer and member of the underground collective Awful Records, who was also from Atlanta, Carti soon joined the Awful roster. Carti credits Ethereal with helping him discover and develop his distinctive sound. This was such a good duo, bro. As Carti committed to pursuing music full-time, he made the significant decision to relocate to New York City. During this time, he frequently encountered members of the influential ASAP mob, eventually meeting ASAP Bari, who introduced him to ASAP Rocky. This connection was instrumental in Carti's career, leading him to accompany Rocky on a trip to Texas, marking the beginning of his rise in the music industry. In 2015, Carti began attracting widespread attention with the release of his single Broke Boy. These tracks, shared on SoundCloud, quickly gained traction within the underground scene. Concurrently, Carti was actively collaborating with artists in the Atlanta underground rap scene, including Uno the Activist, Thousand Band Phony, Young Bands, Lil Yachty, as well as producers Mexico Dro and Icy Twat. In 2016, he officially signed to ASAP Rocky's imprint, a joint venture with Interscope Records. If you're a New York Carti fan, I recommend that you listen to his older music. It was so different and raw. He used to speak English, bro, I'm not lying. Back in April 2017, Carti dropped his self-titled mixtape. It was different. He wasn't just another rapper. He came out with a sound that nobody was expecting. The mixtape debuted at number 12 on the Billboard 200 and produced two singles, Woke Up Like This and Magnolia, that both peaked at number 76 and 29. This mixtape is timeless, and it still hits to this day. It's definitely one of my favorite mixtapes of all time. People noticed immediately because the style was so different. He didn't care about some long-ass Kendrick Lamar bars or complicated lyrics. He cared about the energy, the vibe, and the flow. Carti's approach to music emphasizes atmosphere over traditional lyricism, with critics noting that his rapping is often spare and repetitive, focusing more on flow and catchy phrases. His ad-libs weren't just background noise, they became part of the rhythm. All of it made the music feel alive, and the beats by Peter Bourne, minimal, hypnotic, and bouncy, almost like a whole new soundscape where Carti's voice could just float and do its thing. Suddenly, the underground realized we didn't need bars to be iconic, we just needed the right energy, and that energy became the blueprint for the next generation of rappers. My favorite songs off the mixtape are Kelly K, Flex, and Looking, featuring Lil Uzi Vert. I liked every song though, this mixtape literally has no misses. In June 2017, Carti was featured on the cover of XXL as part of its annual Top 10 Freshman list, along with fellow up-and-coming rappers such as XXXTentacion, A Boogie with the Hoodie, Ugly God, and P&B Rock. In September 2017, Carti teased a collaboration mixtape with Lil Uzi Vert titled 1629. In October, a joint tour with Lil Uzi Vert called 1629 was announced, further promoting the possibility of a collaboration project. The tour was cancelled shortly thereafter due to Uzi claiming they needed time to focus. In late 2017, Carti would begin working on his debut studio album Dilate alongside producer Pierre Bourne. Fast forward to May 2018, Carti dropped his first studio album, Dilate. This project took the vibe from 2017 and injected it with punk, chaotic energy with raw sound. Tracks like Shooter and R.I.P. brought punk rock energy to rap, mosh pit concerts, screaming vocals, and glitchy ad-libs. The album style, its art direction, the cover photos, the editing style, the chaotic energy was intentionally punk-inspired. We heard synth-heavy beats, distorted 808s, cloud rap mixed with trap, but also more experimental production, more abstract flow, more ad-libs, less about structure, but more about the emotion and mood. Marketed with no radio play or press coverage, it was a commercial success and was positively reviewed by several publications. To support that album, Carti embarked on the Dial-It tour during the summer of 2018, performing across various cities in North America. Later that year, in August 2018, Carti announced his second studio album, Whole Lotta Red, which would be released 2 years later. This changed the underground scene big time. Underground rappers realized you could mix trap with punk, with cloud, with experimental sounds. It didn't just have to be one lane. Visual aesthetics changed. Darker visuals, glitchy covers, dreamy photos, punk show vibe. Shit that you wouldn't really see around that time. Vocals got weirder. Not everyone had to sound like traditional rappers. Some niggas were whispering in our ears, some niggas were screaming, some did weird ad-libs. Yo, I low-key think Carti pioneered the weird ad-libs shit. Today you can hear parts of that influencing a lot of underground music that leans towards darkness, weird mixing, alternative vibes, even if it's in different subgenres. My favorite songs of this album are Long Time, No Time, and Foreign. Now comes the legendary Whole Lotta Red saga. Before Whole Lotta Red officially dropped, V1 leaks were circulating. Songs like Cancun, Pissy Pampa, Bando, and so much more that were never officially released. People were going crazy online about these tracks. They were trending and the leaks created mad hype. He began to incorporate more experimental sounds. Songs like Earthquake and Pissy Pampa reflect his various vocal techniques, including his distinct baby voice, which features high pitches and frantic cadences. This vocal style contributes to the playful yet edgy atmosphere of his music. An unofficial upload of the song Pissy Pampa featuring just Playboi Carti's verse topped the Spotify US Viral 50 chart in late May of 2019. Numerous tracks, including Pissy Pampa, were leaked online, amassing tens of millions of streams unofficially. Carti did not release any new music during this period, though he was featured on several songs. Carti launched his own imprint under the name of Opium. Carti was doing something no one else did, teasing music, letting fans obsess over unreleased songs, and building mystery. That method influenced tons of artists in the underground. Carti had some of the best leaks in this era. This shit was so beautiful, man. In April 2020, Carti broke his musical silence, releasing the single At Meh, which peaked at number 35 on the Billboard Hot 100. The following month, Carti appeared on Drake's mixtape Dark Lane demo tapes on the song Pain 1993, which debuted at number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking Carti's first entry into the chart's top 10. It was met with a lot of negative criticism, and fans believe that this was one of the reasons Carti scrapped V2. I feel like Carti scrapped V2 because it wouldn't really hit hard when he's performing it live. I'm not saying V2 is bad, the era has some of Carti's best work. I think one of the biggest reasons for Whole Lotta Red's success is because of how good it sounds live. The guitars, the chaos of it all was something really unique to hip-hop. I don't think he could have gotten that same effect if he performed songs like At Meh, Headshot, SRT, Trying to Get Down, Money and Drugs, and Friends. Those songs, snippets sound good on their own, but I don't think they would have hit the same live. In November of 2020, Carti announced that Whole Lotta Red was complete and had been submitted to his label. In December 2020, Carti released his second studio album Whole Lotta Red on Christmas Day. After announcing its release date 4 days earlier, the album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, becoming Carti's first chart-topping album on the chart. It was met with mixed reviews. Many enjoyed it from the start, while others didn't really like the album and wanted something for that Dial-It Whole Lotta Red V1 sound. That was all before the great shift happened. Rolling Stone deemed it as one of the most forward-thinking rap records since Yeezus, and later crowned it as the best rap album of 2021. In 2022, the magazine also included it in the 200 greatest hip-hop albums of all time. To support that album, Carti embarked on the King Vamp tour for fall 2021. Whole Lotta Red changed the underground forever. The sound got aggressive and distorted in a weird way. Producers started making what we call now rage beats with heavy distortion on synths and bass and abrasive drums, turning trap into a chaotic industrial punk vibe. That shift made the underground far more experimental. Suddenly, it didn't matter if your vocals were melodic or screamed. What mattered was energy. What mattered was the vibe, and what mattered was the chaos. Because of Whole Lotta Red, a new wave of underground rappers started leaning into that rage, vampire, punk aesthetics, anything that gave that energy. And today, when you hear underground artists use that distorted 808s, the angry synths, the chaotic bass, the whisper screams, the minimal hooks, that's the Whole Lotta Red lineage. My favorite songs of Whole Lotta Red are I Love You, I Hate You, Punk Mark, and Not Playing. On March 10, 2021, just 3 months after Whole Lotta Red was released, Carti hinted at a new album on Instagram. By August 2021, he had revealed the album's title, Narcissist, and set a release date for September 13, although the date ultimately passed without the album's release. In June 2021, Carti was featured on Pure switching lanes from his album The Life of Pure 5. A user on Reddit had a theory that Carti tried out different voices and styles from 2021 to 2023, which all failed. He finally experimented with a new style during late 2023 to 2024 with tracks like 2024, Fiend, Carnival, Type Shit, Ketamine, Hood by Air, Backrooms, Evil Jordan, whereby he found that everyone liked the deep voice that he was using. I also think he dropped 2024 with the intention of having the same effect as Adman, introducing a new style which he'll use in his album. He therefore decided to record the entire album with the new deep voice in 2024, which might have caused the album's delay since he recorded new tracks with the new voice all in 2024. He therefore decided to scrap all his songs from 2021 to 2023 that might have been in the album, which have leaked recently. In conclusion, expect the album to be mainly the deep voice on an entirely new style. On December 8, 2023, Carti released the track Different Day through his Opium Instagram account, accompanied by a full-length music video. In the following weeks, Carti released a series of promotional singles ahead of his third studio album, Music. 2024 on December 14th, Hood by Air on December 19th, Backrooms featuring Travis Scott on the 1st of January of 2024, Evil Jordan on January 15th. In March 2024, Carti released the 6th promotional single for Music K-pop through the Opium Instagram account. At this time, everyone and their mama thought Carti was actually going to drop the album. Imagine if we knew it would only drop a year later from then. Bro, I would have been so mad. In September of 2024, Carti released the single All Red, marking his first solo streaming release since 2020's Adman. In March of 2025, Carti released his third studio album, Music, after following teasers by Spotify. It became his second consecutive #1 record on the Billboard 200 with 290,000 album equivalent units sold in its first week. Later that month, Carti released the album's deluxe edition titled Music, Sorry for the Wait, adding singles he released on his Instagram alongside Fuck On My DJ with the music video. My favorite songs of this album is Opium Baby, Pop Out, and Charge Them Hoes a Fee. Carti didn't just influence music, he influenced everything: how rappers look, how they present themselves, how they release music, and how they build mystery. He showed that production can be weird, experimental, bass heavy, distorted, minimalist, or chaotic, as long as it matches the vibe. That opened the door for producers and underground rappers to try all kinds of sound experiments. From the punk glitch visuals of Dial-It to the vampire punk goth vibes of Whole Lotta Red, Carti made darkness cool. Leather jackets, black and white fits, distorted photos, glitch art, occult vibes, all part of the blueprint. And a lot of underground rappers adopted that aesthetic. Carti had a very mysterious persona. He let leaks, snippets, rare posts, and his vibe carry the weight. That built mystique. Underground rappers saw that and started doing the same. Less talking, more vibe. Let the music and the energy do the talking. That method taught you don't need overexposure. Sometimes absence makes mystery, and that mystery sells more. Now you might ask, okay, but who exactly is influenced by Carti today? Artists from his label, Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely, the collective vibe under his imprint took the blueprint and ran with it. Their fashion, sound, energy, all Carti's lineage. Even if not directly linked, there are guys who draw under the same pool of rage beats, distorted bass, and the minimal flow with chaotic energy. People in the underground scene are not ashamed to be weird, dark, and experimental because Carti normalized that. The production style Carti helped popularize bass heavy, atmospheric, minimal, or distorted influenced how beats are made for underground rappers, giving room for new waves of trap, rage, hyper trap, experimental trap. So when you hear a rapper today with ghost-like vocals, distorted bass, punk visuals, that's Carti's ripple effect. Look, Playboi Carti didn't invent underground rap, he didn't invent trap, he didn't invent SoundCloud, but he reshaped it. He tore up the rule book and made it so the underground could be more bars and beat. It could be vibes, it could be energy, or it could be the aesthetic. It could be chaos, or it could be mood. Because Carti didn't just drop music, he built a generation. The generation you listen to right now. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which Carti era do you think changed the underground the most? 2017 or before that, 2018, 2019, or 2020, or post 2020? I want to hear your takes. Like, subscribe, share. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.